Hello, my darlings. Back here to play with Eglantine for a little bit more. Um, I've done some embossing with my machine now. Add a few extra tucks for this, and once I get these stuck in, I'll sort of catch you up on the plan for this next. At the moment, it is still going to be a do-si-do back to back for my own reasons. I'm calling this book 1 and book 2 because it's the only way I can keep it straight in my head. So I'm going to take these and pop them over out of the way a minute. And I've done that one. And again, I'm just sticking with those 3 colors, the Acorn, Shady Lawn, and Portobello. These 2, and of course, you've got to keep in mind you're dealing with this narrowness. And to be honest, the sort of tall, skinny is playing with my head a bit to think what can actually go in versus, a standard journal. Because I'm pulling out supplies here and there, and no, that's too big. That's too big. That's too wide. How can I adapt these ideas? So I have played with a few pages in there, and I'll show those towards the end. I just want to trim these down. And again, these are just made using the toilet roll through your embossing folders. Actually, that's not too bad. Let's chop this down just a bit with a straight line. I might make 2 pockets out of this one. But the effect they have when they're inked is really, really nice. So no, hoping everybody's doing well. Hoping everybody's had a nice Easter weekend, especially if you're here in the UK. It's a bit more of it's a big thing in the UK, Easter. Different families celebrate in different ways, and of course it's a big school holiday over here as well. So chop that one in half. I might just add that as 2 separate little pockets and nip the corners a bit. Yeah, let's nip the corners a little bit if this punch cooperates. A lot of my punches just do not accept, like that one, the thinner paper. And this is quite thin because I've only done it with like 3 pieces instead of 5. Because in Penelope, I'd done them with 5 layers. That's just not happening, is it? Let's try it again. And I know there's a ways around this. You can get scrap out and put scrap pieces underneath it. Sorry if I'm still a bit croaky, but I've been battling this cold bug or virus, and it's whooped my butt this week, honestly. But I'm feeling much more human now, and I just need to power through my sinuses a bit. If I start sneezing my head off, I'll just have to edit that out. Let's get a bit of Acorn out. And again, not everywhere, just on tiny bits with that Acorn. It is a kind of a reddy brown, depending on what you put it on. And then go back with the green, like I did on that one. Hit the edges with some green. Try to hold this up to the camera a little bit more. And then, once I've hit the edges with the green, I'm going to go over the embossing with a bit of green on this one. And I'm just ever so lightly dragging my sponge across the surface. And you get that kind of thing going on. And then I'll hit the outside again with the Portobello. So it's just a matter of trimming them down to size to fit the tall, skinny dimensions. And once they're all inked and to size, decide on a page to get them down. And I need to I've printed more of Rachel's kit. I just need to get busy making some tags now, start filling the book up. But as I said in my description for Eglantine, I want to try to keep everything quite thin, stay away from the heavy cardstock and the thicker pieces of board and things like that. I wonder if I could knock the top of that with a teeny bit of acorn. I wonder what that would look like, because it is that sort of scrolled effect. There we go. Yes. I'll leave the flowers green. This one can definitely have some acorn. And that one is like a timber pattern. That can definitely have acorn. Let's get this trimmed down. And no, I think I'm going to make Eglantine a elastic binding. Do the last little bits now on some of the pages and then get stuck in to the cover and make it an elastic. I think. I'm still on the fence. So what direction? That'll be 2 singles. That will go on a right hand or left hand side. That one can go right. Don't know if I think I just do it. Actually, what is my width here? Say 3 1/4. 3 1/4, roughly. 3 1/4 is going to put it about there. Yeah, and just get the edges done, because I can decide if it's going to be what direction it's going to go or what sides get glued after. Give this one a bit of a bigger notch on the corners, maybe. There we go. If it cooperates, oh, it always comes down to 1, doesn't it? Always the one corner that just says no. There we go. And nope, not happening. Honestly. And there we go. Now, I'm going to get that one inked. I'm going to get those 3 then trimmed and inked in the same process. And then I'll pop back on. We'll get them put in and show you what else that I've been up to in bits and bobs in here. So give me a tick. Be back. Right, and let's get some of these stuck down. I'll show you what I've been up to. That was a book page from a botanical book. It was a bit glossy. So all I did was painted on some just white gesso and stuck some sewing pattern paper on top. And so knocks the text back a bit. But that can be a lovely surface to write on or collage on or paint on. So you get your circles there. I've got some bits and bobs stuck in those. They need a bit of oomph and a bit of extra. Let's stick these 2 down here. Move the center out of the way a minute. Get art out if it wakes up. Come on. Honestly. Okay, blow bubbles at me, why don't you? There we go. So let's get one down the bottom. And I can always go back and add embellishments on top and some texture paste. I know I wanted to get more texture paste into this one. Not sure how yet. Sometimes in the bone building process of a journal, you kind of lose your mojo a bit. You sort of lose inspiration a little bit. But sitting down tonight now and playing has got the creative juices flowing a bit more. So it's just a matter of rethinking some of my supplies in here that will suit this tall, skinny format, which is, I think, oh, no, I do this. And I think, well, no, that's not going to work because it's going to be too skinny. Or do I just need to change the direction of things? So some things are going out in a different direction. I really need to watch some more videos of others doing, now on this one, I want it to be a side tuck going this way. So hold it there, get 3 sides down. And sorry, you can't talk and glue at the same time. There we go. I'm putting this purposely up high because I want to put something else down the bottom, similar to what's on the next page. I'll show you now. One art, do your thing, do your thing. Pin in the glue. So that was a piece left over from the texture paste, and I've just created a side tuck for that one. And then on the bottom, I used some scraps laying around to do just a tuck spot. More circles that act as a belly band. A piece from Rachel's kit. Then I've done a bit of wonky stamping on. I've got these type sort of round stamps. They've got some botanicals on them. So I've left those out on purpose in a salsa jar. So hopefully I can use some more of those. Those might be nice, I think, to go back and add to the backs of some of these little taglets. Everything needs stuff in. Those are from the texture paste play. Again, just 2 pockets I've added there. That I don't know yet. That needs a tag made for it. Perhaps I go back and add more of that trim in here. And more, I definitely want to get more lace pockets in there. I'd forgotten there was a lace pocket layered thing that Rach had made for Bella's journal for that she'd gifted her, and I saved the video. I want to go back, see if I can translate that idea into here. 2 more of the pockets from the kits. That now is made from, it's just a whole bunch of layered pockets going up one page. And that's made from the offcuts from the 6x6s that I made the circles out of. So those were just wonky bits from the 6x6s to save going in the bin. And I think on the backs of those I did use, I've gone back with some of those round botanical stamps I found and just added bits and bobs for interest on the writing cards to go in. So that I'll explain now. This I want to go and do some more of this week. I've done these this time last year, and I know it was this time last year because my chives had flowers on them. And my chives that are planted outside my kitchen have got the flowers on them now. And they were pieces like this, where I went out in the garden and picked things and then ran it straight through my embossing machine and squished it all. And you end up with these quite lovely impressions. And that one that went super juicy there is a chive flower. And I know it and I remember it. It's burned into my memory because my craft room smelled like onions for like a week. So please, if you do chive flowers, do them outside. And clean your machine as well, because the chloroform that came out of them was just insane. But I had a few pieces. These are too big to work in here, but I had a few pieces that I found, and that's just a big side tuck there. So I want to have another play with that this week, for sure. Go out there and see what I can find in the garden that I can squish manically through my machine. So let's get this one put down. And see if I can get them. And if I know what's going in the tall skinny, I can arrange them before they go in the machine in the sort of directions that I want. So I want that sort of there because I want something else to go on the bottom. So to leave room. But then there's plenty of room there for whatever comes up. Art, do your thing. Come on. And pin in the glue. So on a lot of these Rachel's pages I've left, I want to do some sewing onto those. So that's the other half of the one I put down with gesso. So that's book one of the top of the do-si-do. And the bottom then we've got, again, this is the same sort of thing. I had a book page and I've just white gesso, and while the gesso was wet, pushed on some sewing pattern paper. But I quite like the way it's made the black and white botanicals look underneath. So there we go. And that one is just going to go on the side. It's just going to be a flap to hold something in and not fall out. Give that a bit of a wiggly line of glue onto that lace paper, which I am running short of now. I need to make some more. So I know there's lots of videos out there, but if anybody's interested in the technique or how I do mine, just leave me a comment and perhaps I'll try to capture some of it on video. There we go. There's that, which will be a side, and that's going on the bottom. Move this out of the way so I can see the center. And just go for it. I don't want to be too precious with Eglantine. I just want to just keep going at it. Take a page out of Steph's book and just keep going at it. Practice my collage skills a bit. Steph's got 2 recent videos up about collaging that's made me think. I know where I failed in the past because I've gone at it the wrong way, or I've not thought about, you know, the center, the focal point of the collage, or yeah, it's that mindset you gotta have when you go in and start. I think I just need to practice. And there we go. So something in there, pin in the glue. And then we've got more circles with bits and bobs stuck in, and writing space stuck in. These have come from Rachel's kit, the Echoes of Early Nature as well. And then, don't know about that page yet. More circles. That's a belly band. Have I put anything? No, I haven't put anything behind that one yet. So that needs a card behind. And another one of the squished botanicals that I found that need a tuck. So that needs work. Those are just temporary cards in there. Those are temporary cards in there. And there. Those are from the kit. 2 more with modeling paste stenciled on. And that needs, those need filling. And this one I put into my Great Ugly. And I don't know the proper name for it. It's a belly band, but it's like the opposite of a belly band. So you've got these sort of strips run down the side here. So I've just attached that in. It's got a card inside that I've made out of paper. And it's just shaped like a giant H, really. So that goes down in there. And that the sides can be embellished, but I've just added another pocket from the kit on the bottom, so something else can go on the bottom. And those need to go down. Get the glue. So yeah, I just need to stop overthinking it, just do it. But I think part of that is the YouTube thing. Because you think, I've got to plan everything I do before I jump on. And, well, no, not really. Because if it all goes upside down, it can be edited out, can it? So there we go. That goes in, and a little side tuck. But once these are filled, that's what I'm lacking on at the moment, is something to fill everything with. But because it's tall skinny, I'm going to have to go through and sort of wrap my head around making filler to go into tall skinny, because it's a different dimension. So that can go back in there. And again, that's a side tuck from that leftover, the piece I'd done for the modeling paste video. Another sort of tuck I did in after watching your video, Steph, on the collage. I thought, right, I'm going to see what I can come up with. And I'm quite pleased with how it came out. But there we go. That's the back of the Dough, the book 2. So that's all from me for now. And hope to be back soon. Take care, everyone. If you like, subscribe, please leave me a comment. And take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye for now.